Hello guys and welcome back to Switch to Play podcast episode 4 with me, Mikey, Josh and Tom. We have Patrick back on this episode. Hello Patrick. He's here to speak about the transfers, the rumours, the Copa America and the U21 Championships. We might get on to the Women's World Cup.
We will.
Firstly, on to the transfers that have happened this past week. On to Mikey, who's going to read them out for us.
Alright, so we have Martin Sketlenberg from Fulham to Southampton on a loan, Matthew Lawton from Aston Villa to Burnley, Christopher Nordvelt from FC Heerenveen to Swansea, Dimitri Payet from Marseille to West Ham, Okazaki from Mainz to Leicester, Deulofeu from Barcelona to Everton, Mings from Ipswich to Bournemouth, Tevez from Juventus to Boca Juniors, Firmino from Hoffenheim to Liverpool, Mandzukic from Atletico Madrid to Juventus, Dembaba Besiktas to Shanghai Shenhua, Petr Cech from Chelsea to Arsenal, and Paulinho from Tottenham to Ganju.
Thank you, Mikey. And let's speak about the Martin Stekelenburg transfer from Fulham to Southampton on loan. Firstly, Josh, what are your thoughts on this transfer?
Well, Southampton need a backup keeper, and Stekelenburg on a loan is a perfect signing for them. I won't.
Well, he's going to be playing, isn't he, for the first half of the season because Forster's injured.
Yeah, I guess so.
Forster's still injured.
Yeah, he's going to be injured for quite long, I think.
So I think obviously he's an upgrade. Stekelenburg is an upgrade of Calvin Davis. So.
I thought Calvin Davis. He was quality when he came on.
Yeah, but
when Fraser Forster got
he's
injured.
37 years old now.
Yeah, obviously it's not. It wasn't ideal that Forster got injured, but I liked Calvin Davis.
But you like Stekelenburg too, Tom. So
that's very true. But I like Calvin Davis.
And you need to get out of a shithole, which is Fulham. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's one of the nicest areas in London.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Michael. Dimitri Payet from Marseille to West Ham. That is a quality signing for West Ham, just to improve the very good midfield that is already.
Yeah, that could be I would say that's definitely one of the signings of the season so far.
Yeah,
he got 17 assists last season in Ligue 1, so terrific. And the player didn't really want to go to the Premier League, but Marseille couldn't turn down the offer.
15. With them bringing in Obiang now to maybe play a bit further towards the defence, and now Payet can push up and maybe put Nolan on the bench.
No, Noble will play. He's a captain.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Kouyaté, Obiang, Noble, and Payet will probably play as either a winger or. Yeah.
I think they'll go more narrow next season and get Jenkinson back and then have Cress.
Yeah, they've got a new manager, so
Cresswell and Jenkinson just to attack on the wings, and then if they can keep Carroll fit, I think they have a chance at a top 8 finish.
With Valencia as well.
And Sacco.
Anything else on the Payet deal, Tom, Mikey?
I think it's good for the price. It's not the most expensive.
10.7 million.
It's now quite a cheap signing for the player. He's first team.
Yeah, but for West Ham, 10 million is quite a lot. On one player.
He's definitely a first team player. He's going to be playing more or less every single game, and I think he's a good investment.
Yeah, but is it a position that they need to improve on?
No, I think centre back's the position that they need.
I think he's a quality player. If they've got more money to go and spend, they're not going to do a Sunderland, are they? And spend what the majority of the money which you'd expect them to have on one player. West Ham are in transition for the good, so they'll probably be investing in more players. But it depends if they get them right, and if they stick with the manager, is he going to build his own team?
I think they're going to try and this season wave the money about to players to attract them in, because next season they're going to be in the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah.
How much is that? Is that 60,000?
68,000 or something.
68,000 for a team like West Ham. They shouldn't really have that stadium, to be fair.
Yeah,
they are a kind of big club.
Back to Payet, he's definitely an upgrade on Stuart Downing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Or Nolan.
Oh, just both. He's probably one of their best players now in quality. So they are making big strides, and I'm sure West Ham will make plenty more signings.
It's a 5-year deal as well. So. Not too bad.
Tied him down for a lot of seasons. I doubt he'll play that long.
Anyway,
On
contracts mean nothing.
to a very, very expensive transfer. It's Tyrone Mings from Ipswich to Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I think, slightly overpaid, considering Ipswich signing for £10,000.
Didn't he also swap a player as well?
Yeah, it was Ryan Fraser went on loan and
Pittman, I think.
Brett Pittman has joined Ipswich.
Yeah, I was
for
a bit of an
3.5
overpay that.
million.
So that's 2 players plus say 3.5 and then.
But I think that's brilliant business for Ipswich. Amazing.
Yeah.
Seriously,
They've done well to get that amount of money.
He's not worth 8 million at all. It's
No.
it's another English player which has been overpriced.
I'd say like 5 or 4 at max.
Yeah, at maximum.
Well, alright, so they're paying 8 million for him. Has there been any other transfers to the Premier League for the same price? Like Payet's 10.7. Obviously, they're different positions, but Payet's much more experienced. You could say he's Champions League quality, and then Bournemouth, who just came up, are spending 8 million on how old is he? Like the early 20s.
Yeah, he's
no
20.
Premier League experience at all.
Well, less than 3 years ago, he nearly quit playing football. Just before he signed to Ipswich for £10,000 from Chippenham in the non-league. So he's had a big jump from less than 3 years ago. He's moving for 10,000, like almost quitting football, to now join the Premier League club for 8 million. So I think it shows.
Yeah.
It's certainly a bold move from Bournemouth. I mean, because if they do go down, I know obviously parachute payments are more now, but still, paying 8 million for a player is a bit risky business if they go back down, which I think they will.
I think he's a good player, but if you
player.
have that money, he should not be who you're signing. If they have 8 million to spend, they've surely got to be bringing someone else in instead of someone who isn't experienced, quite young. He's not even been playing in the Championship for long, so.
I think on Bournemouth's half is a very big risk.
Yeah.
Because he will have a relegation clause in his contract, I'm pretty sure.
But he was very good last season. He was I'd say he was definitely one of the top 3 left backs in the Championship. Him and George Friend were definitely the standout left backs. But obviously, it's now Ipswich. They got to invest this money in the squad because obviously they only spent like 100 grand on their squad last season. So,
but look where the 100 grand got them.
Yeah, I know, but they got to spend that money wisely, and I don't think the owner will spend it at all because he's just so stingy and just. Yeah.
You would know. On to Callum Tevez to Boca Juniors from Juventus. It's a smart move because he is the wrong side of 30 and he's getting on a bit, but it's a good place to end his career.
Yeah, go back to his homeland. He's always been loved. He's strangely enough, I guess. He's more loved by the Argentinian fans than Messi. So it's great to go back.
It's a good thing for him, to be fair, because he's clearly not on Messi's level.
Yeah, he's always missing his family. Like he always had problems when he was at Manchester United, Manchester City, and he always wanted to move away because family problems and family stuff, and then he thought, why not move further away to Juve? But he's had a good spell at Juventus. He's won the league. He's won the cup. So
running up in the Champions League.
Yeah, so it's good time for it, and I'm sure Boca Juniors will probably win the league next year.
Yeah, with him up front, I'm pretty sure they have a massive chance.
Be great for him.
In the call, we have Ethan, who is an Arsenal fan. Say hello, Ethan.
Hello.
He's here to talk about the Petr Cech deal that happened on Monday from Chelsea to Arsenal for 10.9 million. What are your thoughts, Ethan?
It's a good transfer because the price is pretty good. I was a bit surprised when I heard that it was that cheap, and I mean. He's quite old, he's 33, but the goalkeepers can keep on playing until they're about 38. So, I mean, and it came out saying he's signed quite about 4 or 5 year contract. So I think that shows that Wenger wants him to be number one for quite a few years. And I mean, that's kind of what we need. Well, we got decent defence. I think we still need to buy a few more good defenders. But I think the keeper was where we were we really needed a new one, because we've been dropping loads of points last season due to goalkeeping mistakes and stuff. And I think Cech's a good signing because he's got loads of Premier League experience, obviously with Chelsea, and he'll just be a really good addition into the squad, I think.
Yeah, I think bringing Cech in is going to get you more points.
Yeah, and John Terry came out saying that would give us 12 extra points or something, in his opinion, which obviously is amazing. With that, actually,
where do you think you need to improve now to push for the league?
Well,
for the whole season.
Maybe we need to buy central defensive midfielder. So, I mean, we've been linked with Vidal in the past few days. I'm not sure how much truth there is to those rumours, because it's pretty... it'll be an amazing signing, but then also, I don't know, after they got to Champions League final, if he'd really want to leave. But, so, in the central defensive field, world-class centre-back, because we got Koscielny and Mertesacker, but with Mertesacker he's getting a bit old. He's alright, but he's not going to be one who's going to let you, help you win the league. And, a striker, a world-class striker, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think Arsenal have been needing that world-class striker for maybe 2 or 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying that... Sorry, Colin.
On you go.
I just think, obviously he signed Gabriel to play some role in the future. So
yeah,
with constant games, Gabriel could come. He's got the qualities there. He's pretty quick. He's physical. He's good on the ball. So yeah. I don't know why he couldn't become, a Koscielny mould player.
Yeah,
and then you saw how Walcott did towards the end of the season playing up front. If you can keep that, for the majority of the season, because there's no guarantee he's going to be able to do it for the whole season, because it's the inevitable he's going to get injured.
Yeah, the thing is with Gabriel and Walcott, they've not proved they can do that week in, week out.
Yeah, but
whereas if we bring in someone who has proved that, if they're from a different league, you can't guarantee.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Really different. But
bring in Vidal, is he gonna? Obviously, he's a quality player, but is he gonna perform?
I think.
Yeah.
I think given if you give Gabriel and Walcott chances, they will do it week in, week out. Because Walcott scored on the last day of the season.
Yeah, Walcott's been playing in the Premier League since he's 17 years old, 18.
He also scored in the FA Cup final. So
yeah,
he clearly knows what he's doing, and he'll get you points. He'll win your games. Gabriel will, along with Koscielny and Cech, he'll get you clean sheets as well, and that's extra points. And I think just a CDM's needed.
Yeah,
if you can keep Walcott fit.
Yeah,
I think you don't need a striker.
Yeah, definitely. Because Giroud, Giroud didn't. He had a pretty decent season. Everyone's forgetting they got Giroud as well.
Yeah.
If you say you've got, if our strike force is Giroud and Walcott, the 2 good players with different qualities which can complement each other in a very good way. You won't really need to bring anyone else in other than a holding midfielder.
Mm-hmm. Is anybody, Josh, Tom, Mikey, any of you got anything about the?
No, I think you've covered it.
Cech thing.
Well, going back to Cech though, people saying it's don't know why Petr Cech has gone to, or why Jose Mourinho has allowed Petr Cech to go to Arsenal, who's a rival London club.
Respect.
But you can see why. Yeah.
Just out of respect.
And personally for Petr Cech as well, he only made 7 appearances for Chelsea last season. And obviously Courtois younger, they're going to be wanting to play him as much as they possibly can, and it's obviously Arsenal willing to pay 10 or 11 million for him, and for Petr Cech as well, it's for him personally, it's going to be better playing, get more game time, first team football again.
I think it's great on the financial point as well for Chelsea. I mean, say, what's it, like 11, 12 million, with maybe a couple of million for his wage, say 15 million back, it's pretty decent for a 33-year-old who was sitting on the bench all season. If they can bring in someone else, on a much cheaper basis, like Rob Green and someone like that, it's great business financially for them. Obviously not that they really need it, but if they want to go and sign a big player, that helps, because they're bringing in money and they're not really spending much of it.
Thanks, Ethan, for being on the podcast. We'll see you later,
I think
buddy.
he's already gone.
Right, moving on. Okazaki to Leicester is improving their strike force again, with last season bringing in Udoi. Gave them a few goals. Kramaric didn't do much. Okazaki could bring them 10 goals if they work with him, and
Yeah, he's always been impressive in the Bundesliga. I've always looked at him. He's very strong, quite tall, 6 foot plus. So he does have the attributes that will go well in the Premier League. So I hope he's good.
It's another quite expensive deal.
Yeah, 8 million.
Was it 7 or 8 million? And he's 29.
Yeah.
But obviously that's.
But he's he's a proven goal scorer in Bundesliga. So it's worth, I guess, for.
On to Pat, Roberto Firmino from Hoffenheim to Liverpool. We have 2 Liverpool fans on the call, Pat and Tom. What are your thoughts on this? Apart from quality, like going to some decent.
Well, I don't know statistically. I haven't really seen him play much, but obviously he's getting in the Brazil team ahead of some quality players. He can't be too bad. I mean, the transfer fee's the biggest in Bundesliga history, isn't it? I don't know. It's just exciting. It's just exciting. He's not really a player that anyone else was in for, to be honest, from the Premier League, and for such a big fee. He's Brazilian. He's got a few qualities of himself. You can see, if you just watch him play, he's quite strong on the ball. He's literally like Coutinho, but he has qualities which Coutinho doesn't have, like a bit of strength, a bit more. He's a bit more prolific in front of goal. Obviously, Coutinho scored a few wonder goals last season, but I think he can play a lot more, a few different positions as well. He can play out on the wing, or he can play as like a striker, because he's pretty strong on the ball and stuff. I think it's a good signing.
Sorry. Yeah, he's versatile, and he's also they're similar, him and Coutinho, but I think for Firmino being very versatile, I think sometimes he might move back.
Yeah, and
play beside Henderson, because I know Brendan Rodgers enjoys watching Coutinho, and so I think Coutinho's going to play, and then I think Lallana surely is going to drop to the bench.
I don't think Lallana will play. I think it'll be probably Coutinho in a diamond, probably Coutinho, Firmino, Milner, and Henderson in a 4, or maybe Chan pushed in there over an attacking player over Firmino, Coutinho, and in the bigger games. But it's definitely exciting. We've got a lot more options now, which is good. And we've just signed 2 players. It's a lot of options have became open.
Yeah, equally though, I think obviously Firmino can play as one of the front 3 as well.
Yeah.
So I think it gives us a lot. He gives a lot to the team, and I think the signings we're making this season definitely improving. I think it's our 5th signing so far. So I think we're making the signings now. We need to kind of improve the individual positions in the squad, and we're making a stronger first team.
Yeah, not just buying young depth. We're actually buying quality players.
Yeah. Eder to Swansea. I think that with bringing him and Ayew, they must get top 10 next season.
Yeah. Where did they finish that last season? Was it 9th?
Yeah, I think it was 9th, and then Palace.
The thing is, though, the Europa League places are becoming so much tougher to get, as long with, obviously, with the Champions League, like Spurs, Liverpool, Southampton, West Ham are all in it this year.
6 or 7 clubs that just have to get in them 3 positions.
Yeah, that they should get in it. Everton didn't have a very good season.
West Ham, West Brom are coming quite good. Everton to think about for next season as well.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Crystal Palace as well, and then you've got
Swansea,
Tottenham,
Southampton,
Liverpool, Swansea,
yeah.
Southampton.
There's a lot of teams. It's going to make the thing like the Premier League more and more competitive.
I don't think
Which is
we'll
like-
be
which-
there next season, but you
I
never
think
know.
if Liverpool buy good, well, they've already bought good players. If Manchester City don't invest, then I think
will.
they could be struggling.
I think they're just waiting for the right signings.
Yeah.
Well, they have nearly
They
a full
don't want to
month.
splash the cash.
They have nearly a full 2 months to make some moves.
Mm.
There's,
I think-
there's only rumours being spread about, but that's
I think Sterling might end up going. I'm not too sure. It's died down a little bit recently, but maybe it's because they're trying to evaluate their options, and they'll probably come back. And if they can't find anyone else, come back with another offer for him of 50 million.
yeah. Anything else about the transfers, or will we move on?
For Adair, I was going to say for Adair,
Right.
like
So-
he's what is it, 5 million?
Yeah.
When you compare that to some of the other transfers you spoke about, really cheap
Yeah,
for someone of his quality and
Physique.
yeah,
He's like Bonnie. He's like
yeah,
big
exactly.
and strong and
He's
can
a
finish.
direct replacement, isn't he, for Wilfried Bonny? So, and nice bit of profit as well.
On to the transfer rumours being spread about this week. Manchester United have bid 25 million for Morgan Schneiderlin. Yeah, I think Schneiderlin's a fantastic signing. He fits right in the midfield.
But yeah, another transfer rumour, you got Stuart Downing, who's apparently a target for Middlesbrough and Leicester City. Leicester City have put a 7 million bid in for English winger. Your opinions, Tom, Michael and Pat?
7 million, I think that's a bit like... I don't know, I think that might be a bit expensive
Is
for
it a
him.
bit steep? A bit steep,
Yeah.
do you think?
I rate him like maybe 4 or 5.
But but that's Leicester, and obviously they're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And as we spoken about earlier, you got Okazaki. He went for 8 million,
I mean,
so
I
they've
think
got
if-
money to
I think-
spend.
I think if Borough are going to sign him, it's going to be like a promotion clause, if you get what I mean. So,
Yeah, but
or like
obviously with
monthly instalments.
Yeah.
Or,
But I think Downing would be more attractive to stay in the Premier League just for his England hopes, because obviously he was in the squad. Well, he was in the squad around November time. He wasn't in the last squad.
If he wants
so
to get in a Euro 2016,
yeah,
then
he's
going
going to have to play
in the
Premier League. So
Or
that
have a
might
really
that
good
might
season in
yeah,
Championship.
that might scap at him. Scapper is Middlesbrough's chances of signing him. Another transfer which is basically done really. Nathaniel Clyne to Liverpool. He had him medical on Monday. That's basically done, isn't it, Pat? What do you think about him?
absolute quality, once again.
12.5 million, which is quite cheap for an English player.
Yeah, I think like who else? Like I'd say he's a lot better than Walker. He's a lot more consistent, and I'm over the moon with our signings. I think he's absolutely quality. He'll fit right in now. I mean, like now you're not going to go, oh, who's going to play? Is it going to be Johnson or is it going to be Flanagan? Like Clyne's going to be in the team if he's fit every single week, which is what we need. We need more better, consistent players, and for him to be English, young, to get him for so cheap as well. We're not getting ripped off.
Like Rodgers has been criticised in the last couple of seasons with his transfers not being so good, but you got to say this window, Firmino, Clyne, these are good signings. These are very good signings for the Premier League. So
Yeah.
he's definitely proved his haters, I guess, wrong.
Especially with the sign of Bogdan.
Yeah, Bogdan, he's a good backup. He
It's
won't
better than
play in
Brad
the
Jones, I
Premier
can tell
League.
you that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Brad
So-
Jones
He's an
got the
improvement,
occasional
so-
hand.
I don't know. I see the point behind it. There's no point going out and spending 10, 15 million on Ochoa or someone like that, or I'll take that compared with the rest of our signings. I'll let that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I won't take too much notice on it. When you can say we've got Milner for free, Firmino, Clyne as well, which is looking 100% likely now, to be honest. And like you said,
the medical.
Pretty
If he
much
does
done.
fail with his medical, like Rem
yeah,
did
Danny
last
Ings
year.
as well.
Oh yeah, Danny Ings. Yeah, good English player.
It's good though because we've got a lot of English
Yeah,
players
that- I
now,
was
so
just
we
gonna
can
say
literally we're not restricted to any signings.
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe I don't know.
It's easier for them to blend in if they're already
Yeah.
English.
Yeah,
Yeah, and for players
Obviously, Clyne will already know players like Lallana and Lovren, so he won't need to
Plus, I think maybe not. Now you say that, I think Lovren will be much. I don't. To be honest, people like were talking like shit about him pretty much, but he didn't really do anything bad. He just didn't do anything good last season.
Didn't he just go through a bad patch and then just get dropped and then?
Yeah, like he didn't really play. I think in a good team, when we're playing well, he'll be a good player.
Yeah.
With Skirtle next to him.
Because he was playing. He was only playing when Liverpool were like
Sacco was injured
at the start of the season when Liverpool were playing quite bad. But I don't know if that was because he was playing or what. But I think it's just the team as a whole playing quite poorly.
It's easy to put the blame on, players that aren't playing. Well, the players that are playing whilst the whole team's playing badly.
I think if he was playing towards the end of the season instead of Sacco or Skirtle, he would have just he wouldn't have stood out as bad at all. He'd have just sort of he'd you wouldn't recognise him as a bad player,
I still feel that Sacco's will be our Skirtle's partner. Skirtle's going to be our first, he's always on the team sheet. He's our solid, our most solid defensive player.
Yeah.
I don't get people that say he isn't our best defender. He is by far our best defender. And Sacco, Lovren kind of just fight out for place. I think Sacco will be the first option. He's younger and he's left-footed. He's got a little bit more about him than Lovren. Lovren and Skirtle are, they're kind of the same players. Yeah. But it would be good to see Lovren maybe partner up with Skirtle or even Sacco.
Or you could go through the back again, like Rogers.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be playing through the back now. I think we only play through the back because of our injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, Sacco was injured just before Christmas, I think. Manquillo and Flanagan were injured for the majority of the season. Enrique was as well, so we were really restricted, and so we really had to play through the back. And it worked for the majority of the season.
You had your best run of a season playing through at the back, so
it was something different. But obviously, then teams clocked on and understood how to defend it, and it went to shambles, and we went back to 4. With Emre Can playing at right back, which just wasn't good at all. He's definitely a midfielder. He's shown for Germany. He has to play midfield. I'd rather him be on the bench and come on as a midfielder instead of him starting and playing a full game at right back.
Yeah.
Because he'd offer more to the team in say 30 minutes at playing midfield than a whole game at right back. Mm-hmm. I think now with Clyne though, Flanagan will be fully fit. Manquillo, I think we won't really need him to play defence. So I think we'll be all right.
Okay, on to the Copa America, and the hosts Chile beat Uruguay 1-0, and they advanced to the semi-finals. Cavani, fucking hell, what the hell was he doing with Jara? Getting a little slap, and he was sent off, and then Isla pounced on the goal. The favourites, I would say, Chile now.
Now Brazil are out, definitely.
Yeah, they still got Argentina in it though.
Yeah. Argentina, they haven't really shone though, have they?
No, they drew 0-0 with Colombia, but eventually won on penalties.
Yeah. I haven't really watched too much of it, I can't really comment, but I do think Chile, I think obviously you'd go for Argentina, but I just think Chile are gonna...
as a host, and they've never won the tournament, which is astonishing in itself. So
with Sanchez in the finest form he's ever been in as well.
Yeah.
I think I think Chile are going to win it.
And even fucking Isla's playing well, and he was absolutely dog pissed.
Yeah, the thing is though, you got to remember he plays for Juventus.
Yeah, I don't know.
It can't be too bad.
I still don't know why he was loaned to QPR in the first place.
Yeah,
it's just
a
mad decision. But
if Chile don't win it, I won't be surprised if Argentina do.
Yeah.
Or I won't be surprised if Chile win it.
Well, Peru.
I don't think at the start of the tournament you would have said that Paraguay and Peru were going to be in the semi-finals.
Oh no, I thought Brazil were going to go all the way. To be honest,
but they lost 4-3 penalties with Paraguay. So Paraguay, Argentina.
No one was expecting it, and obviously Paraguay managed to score against Brazil and
Brazil
take it on to.
And obviously Dunga hasn't really sparked. Really.
Who's in the semis then?
It is Chile versus Peru, Argentina versus Paraguay, and they are both played on Monday night and Tuesday night. So
it would be great to see a Paraguay-Peru final, but I think it will be Chile-Argentina.
Yeah, I'd love that. Chile-Argentina. That would be such a tactical battle.
If Paraguay can beat Brazil, you never know.
Yeah, and I think really Argentina haven't clicked yet. So that is, I think they've got a click.
Have they ever?
Yeah, you could say in the World Cup they were pretty good.
Yeah.
And they were unlucky against Germany. They had chances. Higuain missed an absolute sitter. Messi missed by an inch. So they could have won that final by a couple of goals. But, I don't know. I think Argentina, I would say they've got a good... They would take Paraguay in the semi-final if you said that before the tournament started.
Yeah.
Same with Chile. If they had Peru in the semis, they would bite your hand off, really. But I do feel, I'm going to stick with my my prediction from the first episode, Chile will win the Copa America.
It'll be interesting to see if anyone does get it right.
But it's always great to watch. South
I
American
said Argentina,
football.
and I'm sticking with that.
Tom, let's talk about a Women's World Cup.
Yeah, I'm not a part of this. I haven't watched any of it.
England 2, Canada 1. The English women, the Lionesses, beat the hosts. Tom, go on. 54,000 watched this. Record attendance.
England have now reached a semi-final for the first time. I think it was the first time they've won. They've been in the quarterfinal as well.
I think they've been in the quarterfinals before, but as there's more teams in this tournament, obviously there's now last 16, so they had to beat Norway and then to go to the quarterfinal. So that was the first knockout win against Norway in the World Cup. In
the game, England got 2 early goals in the 11th and 14th minute. There was a mistake from Lauren Sesselman. She had the ball and she slipped, did a Gerrard, gave it to the metaphorical Demba, who ran forward and put it past the keeper from a fair way out, but pretty simple finish. And then the second goal came from a set piece, which was headed in by Bronze 3 minutes later. And then Canada did get one back just before half-time when the keeper made a mistake, Bardsley.
Oh, it was awful keeping.
Yeah, she dived across to catch the ball. Yeah. Just didn't hold on to it. Literally just palmed it, gave Sinclair a tap in. But England managed to hold on. There were a few close calls in the second half, but they held on and they're into semi-finals.
Yeah, the third English team that's ever been to World Cup final. Obviously, you got 1966 for the men, who won it, who won the World Cup, and then the 1990 World Cup for men. They reached the semi-finals, however, lost on penalties. We've definitely heard that before. But yeah, they're through to the semi-finals and they'll play Japan on Wednesday. The other semi-final is USA versus Germany. What a tie that is. Now, to our final topic of this episode, Euro Under-21 Championships. Michael, you've been watching and keeping up to date with this tournament. I think we got to talk about England, because they're just England. They lost 3-1 to Italy in their final group game. Didn't qualify for the semi-finals. They were bottom of their group. Michael, what do you say about the Under-21s?
I don't know. I think at the start of the tournament, everyone was expecting quite big things from the team because, as long with Harry Kane being there, and you've got players like Nathan Redmond and Jesse Lingard, people like that. We were expecting big things from them, and they're just completely disappointed. Very much like the senior team.
Yeah, well, they were second favourites before the tournament started.
Yeah,
and they did take a good squad. However, obviously England do have better players that they could have picked from, such as Ross Barkley, Raheem Sterling, Jack Wilshere. So, Michael, do you think they should have picked those kind of players, or was Gareth Southgate right to pick his squad as they got the team to the qualifiers, to the championships?
Sometimes it's more just about the experience for the young players, because if he picks Wilshere and Sterling, they've played in much bigger tournaments and that, so would they really benefit from playing there? Like, the team would benefit, but would them players benefit? I think I'd rather see players like championship players and young Premier League players go to that tournament and get experience in a big tournament than Sterling, Wilshere, people like that.
But I think the argument against that, Michael, would be that the players that we took weren't good enough to win the tournament or to qualify, to get to the semi-finals. Apart from Harry Kane, really, there's no one else there that really sparks. However, if they picked, Barkley, Sterling, Wilshere, I think they would definitely done better. And tournament football, for those players, Barkley, Sterling, Wilshere, they've only played in one tournament. And that's
but isn't
Cup.
big tournaments the perfect way to blend players into the senior team?
Yes, but how many players from our under-21 squad will be England internationals in the future?
Yeah, you've got to take that in consideration, I suppose.
If you looked at the starting 11, you'd probably pick about two or three. So
you just never know. You can't predict the future team.
Yeah, I know, but it's just it's frustrating because I think England really could have done something in this tournament if they picked the better players. But the FA they just ignore. They just keep ignoring, and they need to sort it out. But we've been the media have just since 2010 that disastrous result against Germany. It's just not been right. So something needs to be done. But as an Englishman, I highly doubt that we'll win the tournament for the next 15 years. But
just never know what our team's going to be like in the next 10 years or so.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's not looking bright. It's not looking bright, really, is it? But there were some semi-finals taking place. Germany got absolutely fucking thrashed, 5-0 against Portugal. That was their worst defeat at under-21 level in their history. So Portugal are clearly favourites for the tournament. They'll host Sweden in the final after Sweden beat Denmark 4-1. John Guidetti was the star man again for Sweden. He's really set alight this tournament, and obviously he's a free agent, so I think some clubs will be searching for a signature at the end of the tournament. But I would expect Portugal to win that game and to win the Euro Under-21 Championships. And you never know, that could be they need some next generation players, and for their sake, let's hope so.
Yeah, I mean, Portugal do look like they have the best under-21 team, and rightfully so. They're going to win the tournament. And
William Carvalho has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well,
physicality
I think
is just far between.
Yeah, obviously the decision to put William Carvalho into the team was perhaps it just it strengthens the squad and gets them further in the tournament, doesn't it? And I think obviously that kind of decision in the end is going to benefit the rest of them because they're going to be going further, playing against the better teams. So
they've done the opposite of what England did.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was just going to say that. Yeah. So
I think with William Carvalho, you can see when he's playing, he's head and shoulders above the rest of the team.
Yeah, you can see why he's definitely a talent, and you never know on back of these performances at the tournament, he might get a move from Portugal to somewhere like Spain, England, France, maybe Italy, any pick. This has been Switch Replay episode 4. I just want to thank Patrick for coming on, and Michael.
See you later, guys.
Tom.
See you later.
And Colm.
Bye.
Before we go, I shall say about a bit of admin stuff. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at SwitchReplayYT. Be sure to like this video, comment down below, see what we can improve on, because we're not perfect, are we? Let's be honest. And subscribe. We're nearly 50. We're nearly on 40 subscribers. So if we get to 50 by the end of this video, that'd be a good milestone for us. Only our 4th episode. This has been Switch Play. Thanks, guys, for listening, and goodbye.